An Occupational Therapy Career Guide. Chapter 1. Occupational Therapy Jobs. Occupational Therapist Career/OT Assistant Career. You can read a more in-depth version of this article at bls.gov/oco/ocos078.htm. Occupational therapists work with people suffering from various disabilities to develop, improve, or restore functional daily living skills. They work with individuals who have conditions that are mentally, physically, developmentally, or emotionally disabling and help them to develop, recover, or maintain daily living and work skills. For instance, an elderly stroke victim may work with a physical therapist to maximize physical strength and mobility, but work with an occupational therapist to learn how to live with the lingering effects of the stroke in their home by adjusting their living environment and approach to day-to-day tasks such as self-care, cooking, transportation, work and social activities. Occupational therapists help rehabilitate injured people back to health, the age range spanning the spectrum from babies to seniors. There are also less stringent programs for occupational therapy assistants. Occupational therapists treat people who are mentally, physically, developmentally, or emotionally disabled. They employ a variety of techniques designed to help individuals develop or maintain daily living skills and to cope with the physical and emotional effects of disability. With support and direction from the therapist, patients learn, or relearn, many of the ordinary tasks that are performed every day at home, at work, at school, and in the community. The aim is to help them establish a lifestyle that is as independent, productive, and satisfying as possible. In addition to helping patients strengthen basic motor functions and reasoning abilities, occupational therapists help patients master daily living skills. Therapists provide individuals with adaptive equipment such as wheelchairs, splints, and aids for eating and dressing. They may design and make special equipment for disabled individuals and recommend changes in the home or work environment to facilitate functioning. Occupational therapists tend to work with a particular disability or age group. Approximately 3 out of 5 therapists work principally with persons who have physical disabilities, the rest work with patients who have psychological, emotional, or developmental problems. Occupational therapists in mental health settings treat individuals who are mentally ill, mentally retarded, or emotionally disturbed. The largest number of jobs are in hospitals, including many in rehabilitation and psychiatric hospitals. School systems are the second largest employer of occupational therapists. Other major employers include offices of occupational therapists and other health practitioners, nursing homes, community mental health centers, adult daycare programs, job training services and residential care facilities. A small but rapidly growing number of occupational therapists are in private practice. Some are solo practitioners while others are in multi-specialty group practices or consulting firms. They typically see patients referred to them by physicians or other health professionals or provide contract or consulting services to nursing homes, adult daycare programs and home health agencies. Applicants for a license must have a degree or certificate from an accredited educational program and pass a national certification examination. Certification is available by examination through the American Occupational Therapy Certification Board, which awards the title of Registered Occupational Therapist, OTR, to qualified applicants. Occupational therapy job websites 1. bls.gov/oco/ocos078.htm otjoblink.org, Job and Career Center operated by ODA.org, American Occupational Therapy Association. otjobboard.com, Occupational Therapy. oda.org/featured/area 6, about occupational therapy. oda.org/featured/area 2/links/link01.asp, frequently asked questions. oda.org/non-members/area 1/links/link61.asp, top 10 emerging practice areas. odaconline.org, Occupational Therapy Association of California. oda.org, American Occupational Therapy Association. bot.ca.gov, California Board of Occupational Therapy Accreditation and Training. nbcot.org, National Board for Certification in Occupational Therapy. bls.gov/oco/ocos078.hdm, US Bureau of Labor Statistics. Describes the nature of the occupation. tju.edu/jchp/jshop/ot/videos.cfm, Jefferson College of Health Professions. usc.edu/schools/ihp/ot. occupationaltherapycrossing.com. occupational-therapy.advanceweb.com/default.aspx. rjpsouthwest.com, New Mexico. The u.com/career_videos_views/occupational_therapy_burn_trauma_unit_331. sjc.edu/gengras/ot.hdm. caledoniacontractarius.com/widgets/4/1371473.php. ed.gov/career/career31-2011.00.html. careers.org/career-reference/occupations/31-2011-occupational-therapist-assistance.html. wisegeek.com/how-do-I-get-occupational-therapist-training.htm. allalidhealthschools.com/faqs/occupational_therapy.php. zap.com/career/career-details/career31-2011.00.html. comphealth.com/traveling_occupational_therapy. occupational-therapy.advanceweb.com. 112schilder.com/x/quicklink/occupational_therapist. 123-resources.info/job-outlook/occupational-therapist-job-outlook.php. 411abudhabi.com/x/quicklink/occupational_therapist. acpeople.com.au/cat/occupational-therapist_631.htm. advantagehealthcare.com/adv/career-in-occupational-therapy-job.htm. ajb.com. alliedhealthpro.com/chicago/occupational-therapy-jobs.html. ama-ssn.org/ama1/pub/mm/40/05006 occupational.pdf. oda.org, the American Occupational Therapy Association. Inc. oda.org/featured/area2/links/link09.asp, AOTA, student area, a career in occupational therapy. bigwalk.co.uk/directory/job_occupational_therapy_travel. boon.co.uk/advertisers/find/occupational_therapy_job. brookdale.edu/html/occupational_therapy.html. careers.planning-education.com/health-sciences/occupational-therapists.htm. careers.wchouses.org/bachelor/occupational-therapist.asp, careers, Washington County Health Site STEMS. ccmkids.org/team/careers.asp, Connecticut Children's Medical Center. cec.sped.org/am/template.cfm $job_profiles&template=cm/content-display.cfm &content ID =2064, how to prepare for a career, observe or volunteer with an occupational therapist working with students with disabilities. change.monster.com/articles/occupational_therapist/career change. condal.org/jobs.php?d=cl, employment and career opportunities, Condal Health Network. crbo.ca Occupational Therapy Canada. criticalcxt.com/positions/detail.aspx. crosscountryallied.com, Allied Health Travel Jobs. ctdnews.com, Occupational Medicine. destinationstaffing.com. duffyandbracken.com, Duffy and Bracken Physical Therapy, New York City. eahec.ecu.edu/telehealth/career9.html. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/occupational_therapist. e-refencedesk.com/education/healthcare-degree-program/occupational-therapy, get a degree. explorehealthcareers.org/n/career.6.aspx. findjobs.employmentjobs-careers.com/part-time-jobs/occupational.therapy.jobs.html. healthcare.monster.com. healthcarejobstore.com. healthweb.org/browse.cfm category ID =2383. iseek.org/sv/13000.jsp ID =100392, Minnesota. jobprofiles.org/heocctherapist.htm. jobs.a2n2online.com/careers/occupational_therapy_jobs.html. jobs.simontickets.com/summerjobs/jobs-in-nursing.html. job-search.online.2jobs4jobs.com/job-recruiters.html. jobstayr.org. mayo.edu/mshs/ot-career.html. mcg.edu, Medical College of Georgia. medicalcareerinfo.com/occupational_therapist.htm. medical-career-training.com. medsearch.com/therapy/articles/occupational therapist. mother.com/k-therapy/ot. msha.com/careers.cfm ID =261. nbcot.org, the National Board for Certification in Occupational Therapy, Inc. occupationaltherapist.com. occupationaltherapistjoboutlook.php. occupationaltherapistjobs.com. occupation-therapy.net/forum/index.php. occupation-therapy-job-listing.gs.974.us. occupationaltherapyjobs.com. onwardhealthcare.com/allied-ot-per-dm-therapy.aspx. osha.gov, Safety in the Workplace. osqs.mizen.co.uk/occupational-therapy-joblisting.html. healthcare.monster.com/therapy/articles/emerging-ot. otdirect.co.uk/jobs.html. otjoblink.org. otjobs.com. otpt.ups.edu. overseasoccupationaltherapist.com. packontheback.com/occupational-therapy-job.htm. parkland.edu/hp/ota/oda-career.html. reflecttextstaffing.com, 800-806-6026. rehabcareer.com. rehaboptions.com. rehaboptions.com/occupational-therapist-career.html. ric.org, Rehabilitation Institute of Chicago. rigot.co.uk. special-careers.org/career-choices/profiles/professions/occ_there.html. telehealthnc.com. thca.org/view_career_opps.asp, Laurel Manor Healthcare Facility. therapistsonline.com/therapists/occupational Hool Therapist. therapyemploy.com, all types, physical and mental. therapyjobboard.com, therapyjobs.com, therapy-workline.co.uk, traveltherapyjobs.com, webindia123.com/career/options/occupational/intro.htm, occupational therapist job websites too. oda.org/practice/manage/niche.aspx, hts1.com, Healthcare Therapy Services, Inc., recruitment agency with jobs in Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Missouri. otjoblink.org, @joblink, AOTA, the American Occupational Therapy Association's job listing database. tristarrehab.com, occupational therapy journals. Marion Publishers, Inc., 2900 Horizon Drive, POB 61556, King of Prussia, Pennsylvania 19406-0956, 800-355-1088, 800-355-5627, 610-278-1400, otedit@marion.com, advanceweb.com, marion.com, Advance Journal, Occupational Therapist Weekly, 164 Rollins Avenue, number 301, Rockville, Maryland 20852, 301-881-2490, Occupational Therapy Journal, Physical Therapy Journal, Valley Forge Press, 1041 West Bridge St. number 6, Phoenixville, Pennsylvania 19460, 800-9 Vive Praise, Occupational Therapy Assistant Job Websites, American Occupational Therapy Association, AOTA, 4720 Montgomery Lane number 200, Bethesda, Maryland 20814-3449, 301-652-6611, oda.org, National Board for Certification in Occupational Therapy, NCOT, 12 South Summit Avenue number 100, Gaithersburg, Maryland 20877-4150, 301-990-7979, info@nbcot.org, nbcot.org, Occupational Therapy Profession Websites, Subcategories, Clinics and Practitioners, occupationaltherapy.advanceweb.com, Advance for Occupational Therapy Practitioners, biweekly trade publication, ampsintl.com, AMPS Project International, Assessment of Motor and Process Skills, promoting a standardized assessment with details of the assessment and resources, aotf.org, American Occupational Therapy Foundation, non-profit, charitable, scientific, educational and literary organization, USA. cjeducation.com, CJ Education and Consulting, LLC, provides educational and consulting services to occupational therapists, physical therapists, and other healthcare professionals. cotefcanada.org, Canadian Occupational Therapy Foundation, organization to promote occupational therapy in Canada, with critical and research reviews, case studies and research and scholarship grants. customsolutions.us/mouse, mouse testing and training, mouse testing and training tools specifically for adaptive mouse users or young children learning to use a mouse. ijtr.co.uk, International Journal of Therapy and Rehabilitation, monthly interdisciplinary therapy journal. nbcot.org, National Board for Certification in Occupational Therapy, U.S. National Certification Agency for Occupational Therapists and Certified Occupational Therapy Assistants. ot.publicjournal.com, the Public Occupational Therapy Journal, the multilingual online service for national and international interests in occupational therapy. otdbase.org, a DBase, searchable database covering all major occupational therapy journals, fees charged. otresources.tripod.com, occupational therapy resources, and links relevant to OT in schools. otseeker.com, OT Seeker, database of abstracts of systematic reviews and randomized controlled trials relevant to occupational therapy and evidence-based practice. therapyweekly.co.uk, Therapy Weekly, UK weekly interdisciplinary therapy newspaper. tnseminars.com, Therapy Network Seminars, continuing education for occupational therapy and other rehabilitation fields in the USA. Occupational therapy websites at blog.feedspot.com/occupational_therapy_blogs. blog.feedspot.com/pediatric_OT_blogs. 100storiesofot.blogspot.com. ab-ot-pedintgroup.blogspot.com. abcpediatrictherapy.com/blog. abctherapeutics.blogspot.com. adaptanlearn.com/blog. apexot.com/blog. authenticot.com/blog. blog.feedspot.com/uk_occupational_therapy_blogs. blog.feedspot.com/occupational_therapy_YouTube_channels. blog.feedspot.com/autism_blogs. blog.feedspot.com/ADHD_blogs. Kandukiddo.com/news. caot-bc.blogspot.com. cuttinggpediatrictherapy.com/blog. devotedot.com. dragonflypediatricate.com/the-dragonfly-blog. drzakrispedsotips.blogspot.com. focusflorida.com/blog. futuristpsot.co.uk. handsots.com/blog. healingoccupationaltherapy.blogspot.com. heartofot.com. helpinghandsot.com/blog. holisticot.org/blog. i.postimg.cc/wzvxgmqp/capture21.png. learnplaythrive.com/blog. makindtoys.blogspot.com. millennialot.com/topics. mind-start.com/blog.asp. missjamiot.com. miotispot.com/blog. occupationaltherapy.com.au/blog. occupationaltherapyblog.com/blog. occupationaltherapyot.com. ot-mom-learning-activities-blog.html. otalk.co.uk. otdude.com. otgiveslife.wordpress.com. othali.com. otpotential.com/blog. otswithaps.com. otthrive.com/blog. ottoolkit.com/blog. otvirtual.com/blog. outcomesttherapy.com. outdoorkidsot.com/blog. prestigeot.com.au/blog. printpath.org. recyclingot.blogspot.com. seniorsflourish.com. skillsforlifeot.com. skillsonthehill.com/blog. speechandot.com/blog. spoteurope.eu/blog. theanonewyorkmousot.com. thehappyhandwriter.co.za. theinspiredtreehouse.com/blog. theottoolbox.com. theplayfulater.blogspot.com. toolstogrowatt.com/blog. vijayaotcenter.blogspot.com. yourkidsot.com/blog. yourtherapysource.com/blog1. youtube.com/user/bayotcot/videos. youtube.com/channel/ucqmlenq1ggng3n8gvafgq/videos. blog.feedspot.com/uk_occupational_therapy_blogs. Chapter 2. Occupational Therapy Career Guide at Explore Healthcareers. Occupational therapist job websites at explorehealthcareers.org/career/occupational-therapy/occupational-therapist. youtube.com/embed/pzigkdlpnw8?1 oda.org/education-careers/find-school.aspx, accredited programs. nbcot.org, National Examination. oda.org/education-careers/advance-career/board-specialty-certifications.aspx, a number of certifications. nihlifeworks.org/interviews/Caroline% sign to be Harvey.html, meet an occupational therapist and hear about her job. careeronestop.org/videos/career-and-cluster videos/career-and-cluster-videos.aspx, watch a video about occupational therapists. oda.org, American Occupational Therapy Association. Occupational Therapy Aid. Occupational Therapy Aid job websites at explorehealthcareers.org/wp-content/uploads/2016/11/occupational_therapy_aid job websites. oda.org. Occupational Therapy Assistant job websites at explorehealthcareers.org/career/occupational-therapy-assistant. nihlifeworks.org/interviews/Nancy% sign to be Bernie.html, meet an occupational therapy assistant and find out about what she does. careeronestop.org/videos/career-and-cluster videos/career-and-cluster-videos.aspx, watch a video about occupational therapy assistants. oda.org, American Occupational Therapy Association. Chapter 3. Canada and UK Occupational Therapy Jobs. Canada Occupational Therapist job websites. Many universities offer occupational therapy university programs. osot.on.ca/eng/default.asp, Ontario Society of Occupational Therapists, OSOT. caot.ca, Canadian Association of Occupational Therapists, CAOT. cotfcanada.org, Canadian Occupational Therapy Foundation, COTF. coto.org, College of Occupational Therapists of Ontario, coto.otworks.com/default.asp ? Page ID =1, OTWorks. Canadian Association of Occupational Therapists, CAOT, about occupational therapy. caot.ca/default_home.asp ? Page ID =2398. CAOT is a national professional association for occupational therapists. Hit Careers in OT to find out more about this field. World Federation of Occupational Therapists, WFOT. WFOT.org. Check out the education section for links to education programs across the US and the world. American Occupational Therapy Association, US. ODA.org. An American professional association for occupational therapists. Look through the About Occupational Therapy section, and be sure to scroll over Education and Careers and hit Considering an OT Career. OT Career Path, 10 Reasons Why You Will Succeed as an Occupational Therapist, US. otcareerpath.com/successful-occupational-therapist. Discover more about what it takes to succeed in this exciting career. Browse other helpful articles in the advice section. Occupational Therapy and Disability website links, UK. plymouth.ac.uk/millbrook/links/lnk1ot.htm. This site is a great directory of internet resources from across the world for occupational therapists. Human Resources and Skills Development Canada, Essential Skills. Occupational Therapists. jobank.gc.ca/es_view_profile-eng.do?prof_id =273 Ontario Skills Passport. Occupational therapists. skills.edu.gov.on.ca/osb2web/edus/display nocdetails.xhtml?mark NOCID=31443. Canada Occupational Therapy Assistant Job Websites. Human Resources and Skills Development Canada, Essential Skills. Other assisting occupations in support of health services. jobbank.gc.ca/es_search-eng.do?source=$2 title keyword $3414. Ontario Skills Passport. Other assisting occupations in support of health services. skills.edu.gov.on.ca/osb2web/edu/display nocdetails.xhtml?NOCID=31414. UK Occupational Therapy Job Websites. nhscares.nhs.uk/working-in-the-NHS/pay-for-change-pay-rates, agenda for change, AFC, pay rates. WFOT.org, World Federation of Occupational Therapists, WFOT. hpc-uk.org/education/approved-programs, approved programs. rcot.co.uk, Royal College of Occupational Therapists, RCOT. jobs.communitycare.co.uk/?intcmp=jobs-nav bar, community care jobs. healthjobshook.com, Health Jobs UK. lgjobs.com, Local Government Jobs. jobs.nhs.uk, NHS Jobs. jobs.scot.nhs.uk, NHS Scotland Recruitment. rcot.co.uk/jobs, RCOT Jobs. justot.co.uk/index.php, justot.